Hello everyone, happy Saturday. So today I wanted to talk about body positivity for the rest of us who usually aren't very body positive, and touch briefly on Foodie Booty, Chantal Marie, because this kind of ties in with her. I'll put a note in the description of where I actually jump in and talk about her, because some of y'all might want to just hear about her and not me. So in respect of that, I will do that. Now, I woke up on the fat side of the bed this morning. And that kind of, mm, it didn't sit well with me. Um, I had mac and cheese, Velveeta shells and cheese last night. Actually, they were shaped by football, like footballs, because we got them free with a coupon. And I haven't had them in a while, so they're very rich. They're very good. And I got up and I was like, ugh. Now I've lost on my weight loss journey about 88 pounds, 92 pounds. It depends where you count goal at. But I felt like I gained all of that back last night. Just all of it. Woke up thirsty because I ate a bunch of high salt foods. And I was not getting on the scale. No way in hell was I getting on the scale. Because I think I would probably overreact to what was there in a mental health way. There's plenty of times I didn't want to get on the scale because I didn't want to know the truth and I was poo-pooing myself. But today was just not the day for it. So there's a couple things about being body positive that kind of, I don't want to say they stick in my craw, but I made some notes for this because this is important. You like my button down, by the way? I feel like a human being. I didn't shave or cut my hair, so I thought I should do something decent and put on a button down shirt. So having lost weight, one would think that I would be much more happy with my body. And I'm certainly happy that I'm healthier. I know. Baby steps, folks. One lifestyle habit at a time. I feel like I probably should be happier with the way my body looks, the way my appearance is, all those kind of things that people say, they lose weight and they feel better and they start wearing different clothes and all that stuff. I, today, don't feel that way. On a spectrum of body positivity, let's say 0 to 100, 100 being I love me, I do me, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me, I'm not there. I'm going to say I would be almost halfway there on a good day. And that sets in with a little bit of guilt, too, because I can't speak for everybody. I can speak, I think, for a lot of us, though, who maybe have lost weight, have lost a lot of weight, who didn't carry our weight in proportions. I don't know if that makes sense. And those of us who maybe lost weight and we had leftovers like skin and stuff that didn't go back. I had a couple of guys that I had dated who had lost large amounts of weight, like 100, 150 pounds. And their skin sucked right back in their stomach, in their chest, in their thighs. And I thought, can I drink your blood? Because my body didn't do that. Or women who may not be, hourglass shape, but just a larger hourglass, who may be very top heavy and have the chicken legs and lose weight and that shape is still there. And that's not what Runway calls plus size. A size 10 or a 12 is plus size. Like, I mean, I'm not even a 10 or a 12. So it's like there's not room for it feels like there's not room for everybody to like the shape of their body. Or not every shape is encouraged. You're not encouraged to be happy about your shape unless you're a certain shape. I don't know. It's kind of, and I'm not talking about the glorification of tiny, skinny, bony bodies. That's this whole other bit of, But, I don't know. There's, the other piece of it is that, and maybe you can relate to this, maybe not, but I've had a number of close calls dying. Self-inflicted, pretty much. 20 years playing with eating disorder behavior, the gallons of vodka and Listerine, the fact that I still smoke and have smoked more than half my life, the overdoses, the suicide attempts, the handfuls of psych meds I take now every day just to keep me this side of paper pajamas. All those risk factors put together, I should have been dead probably like 10 years ago. So who the hell am I not to be happy just to be alive, whatever I look like, however I feel? And I've kind of feel like I should be more grateful. And that's a decent point. I should be. The fact that I even have a body that has a heart that's beating should be enough. But I still live and function in this world, and it's still the same brain that went through all that, that was riding along through all of that. And while I'm in a healthier place physically, mentally, it's taking my brain some time to catch up. I'm just not quite there yet. And today specifically, I'm not there. So I tried to challenge myself a little bit. I wore a button down because I usually feel fat in button downs. And I'm not wearing my hat so my baldness can go in all its glory. And try to, do that. Oh, body dysmorphia is so terrible. It is so awful. I mean, I'm sure many people know. Body dysmorphia is basically a grand term, but I mean, suffice it to say, this isn't a good exact definition. There is a proper definition, and I'm not giving it to you. But how it manifests in my life is that I'm always finding a flaw and exaggerating it. So I lose weight, all of a sudden I'm paying attention to my hair. There's not much of it. I make peace with my hair, I start looking at my teeth, and I think, oh, that one's chipped, they're a little crooked, I should have worn my retainer. I make peace with my teeth, I start looking at loose skin. I start looking into ways to pay for it. So there's like this Our Lady of Perpetual Dissatisfaction would be my patron saint. So, it's a lot to kind of put together. Ultimately, I am grateful to be alive. My body is, it is what it is. I could make changes in my body to change the shape of it. There's people that put in the very, very hard work. I'm thinking of other YouTubers that do it, like Obese to Beast and some other folks who are very inspirational because they've dedicated a lot of time and self-love, and they gained a lot of perspective doing it too. There's some folks that go from fat to fit and they get so damn shallow you could smack them. But there's folks who really stay humble in the process too, and they seem to heal, like up here. Folks who get weight loss surgery or gastric bypasses, it changes how much food you can eat, but it doesn't cure an eating disorder. So it's people who use that as a tool and have lost a bunch of weight. I know an equal number of folks who lost weight, worked on their behaviors and their thoughts and their feelings, and they've maintained the weight loss from the bypass. And I know other folks who had a lot of weight to lose, lost a little bit, gained it all back. And, so I guess that just speaks to not whether someone should or shouldn't get a bypass, but what they were able to put into it and how they're able to use it. So, which brings me back to Foodie Beauty. So, again, she's back onto, she did the mukbang thing again, and now she's back into being into weight loss again. And seeing a doctor, which is very good. And here's why I wanted to give her a little bit of a shout out. First of all, I have a soft spot for folks that pretty much everyone hates. I used to have more of a soft spot for Amber Lynn. I kind of don't now. I understand a lot of people are leaving her channel and there's some drama going on there. I'll leave that over there because I'm not as familiar with Amber Lynn as I am with Chantal. I started following Chantal recently because, quite frankly, I thought she was being kind of a train wreck. And she bothers me. A lot of her choices bother me, and the way she explains the choices she made after the fact and when she changes her mind about things. It's like she'll change her mind to be doing something else. She'll go mukbang to diet, and then when she's dieting, talk garbage about mukbangs, which by default talks garbage about the people who were watching your video who liked mukbangs. And then people get upset. And then people get into watching the weight loss or subscribe just to see it, and then they see, a Popeye's wing thing. But here's where the shout out comes in. I probably got what I would start to call better on like my 18th try. And granted, she's probably up to her 50th. But I've seen sicker people than her, and I hope she doesn't mind me calling her sick, but to me that's a catch-all for mental health concerns, physical health concerns, whatever. Like she would see this. I don't know if she sits and Googles herself and looks in YouTube for videos about her. I suspect she may. But suffice it to say, I can appreciate someone who everyone's kind of given up on. And someone who's made the same mistake over and over and over and kind of thinks they know better will find a professional and kind of do what they say, but still think I know best. or who will decide something they want to do and seek out a professional who agrees with them, which is not hard to do. You kind of just doctor shop till you find someone who, you know, shares your opinion. And then still don't do that either. And changing your mind 1,000 times. And people grow tired of that. So to that end, I can kind of relate to the choices she's making. A lot of it involved, for me, a big personality change more than a change in my weight. It's a change in decision making. It's a change in speaking to other people. It was a change in treating other people a certain way, too. And weight loss and other stuff came after that. Now, I found that with therapists, and I found it with talking to friends, and it was a lot of discipline, actually. It takes more discipline to be a nice person when you're kind of naturally not. Not that I'm not probably naturally a nice guy, but I wasn't for so many years. You know, when you're an addict and alcoholic, you kind of got to do grimy things to keep the addiction going, so you kind of get out of the habit of please and thank you. But it takes a while to, like, relearn that stuff. And I don't know what she's like off camera, but if this is any insight into her life, you know, she can swing pretty far back and forth. And if she can be as unkind to some folks as she is on camera in real life, that could set the stage for an uncomfortable way of living. So, but that's neither here nor there. That's other parts of her life. But as far as her mental health and her decision making and flip-flopping, I can appreciate doing that. I still disagree with her choices, but people disagreed with mine. I came around eventually. She may come around eventually. So I don't watch her channel and post comments like that. I wouldn't call myself a hater. I wouldn't call myself a fan. But there's a bit of solidarity there with being what I would refer to myself as a perpetual, and being something of a recovered perpetual. And there's room for that. You know, there's room in that club for you, Chantal, if you want to be there. Best thing you can do, my opinion, don't take yourself so damn seriously. It's not helping. So that's my bit of wisdom, my dime store bit of wisdom. And that's where I'm going to leave body positivity at for today, and my 2 cents for Chantal. So I am going to shave now and probably cut my hair. And thank you for letting me vent a little bit. I hope you were able to maybe get something out of it. Chantal, if you're watching, I ain't mad at you. Don't worry. So thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. It's good for the channel. Leave some comments, questions, slander, whatever you feel like. And you can follow Mark and I on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. And I will catch up with y'all soon. Bye.